Hiya folks, welcome back to the Play School. It's me Phil with another piano tutorial. Now it's been a little while since we did the Beatles. I've got my Beatles t-shirt on, so let's do another Beatles. This one is called Here Comes the Sun, which I believe is, like, by many stats, the actual most popular Beatles song. It's definitely the most streamed Beatles song on Spotify, so clearly people love it. And that's because it's a great track. Now, the chords are not particularly difficult. We really want to try and capture the groove. And of course, yes, this is predominantly a guitar song, so we need to move some of those little motifs onto the piano. So, grab your chord sheet from the link below and let's have a go, shall we? Now, for those of you who care about such things, this is in the key of A. I'm just going to go A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. White note, black note, white note, black note, and then this half step that we always have at the top end of a major scale. My chords are going to mainly come from there, apart from a B7, I think. So yeah, let's get amongst it. First off, we're going to start with an A chord. We're going to start okay, now, that little twinkling around stuff there, that's the kind of stuff that normally I would do in our extra jazz section. But actually, if you do not do that, this intro really is a bit nothing. Okay, so we're going to throw that straight in. But let's start with the chords. We'll start with an A chord. A, skip B, play C sharp, skip D, play E. Going to invert that once. A goes on the top. We're going to invert it again to put the C sharp on the top, because that's the first note of our melody. And there's your first chord. Now, we'll put these bits in a second, but let's take us around the bass chords. Second chord is a D. This is a 1 to 4 change. Ordinarily, I would say like pivot around this A to D, F sharp, A. But we want to keep our melodic line on the top. So what we're going to do actually is jump down to D in root position. Easy to find perhaps. D, E, F sharp, skip G, play A. Okay, so that's A. Now here, we're going to go up to an E chord, and what I want you to do is step up everything. Don't normally do this, but the reason we're going to do this time is because I actually just want you to play a 2-note chord. It's E in the bass, forget about that, E and G sharp. The B is your 5 note, your top note, but those are often optional, and in this case, we want to do, yeah, and we can finish it off when we get to the end of that little turnaround, okay? So we've got A, and then D, and then a 2-note E chord. Second time round, you're going to do A, and then down to D, and we want to finish our intro with an E7. So let's just think about a full E chord, E, G sharp, B, and drop your thumb down, your root note down 2 half steps. That's the E, goes down to a D, and we get a lovely 7 chord. We can even play that as a 2-note chord. Gives us this nice, like, subtle chord at the end of this nice, pretty intro. So those are those chords. How are we going to create this? First things first, with your A chord, I want you to think about playing, we've got it here, I want you to think about playing the outside notes first, right? And then hit the middle note. That little C sharp, A, B, C sharp, that's your that's your melody, right? And then you're going to come back down. So C sharp, B, A again, down to our D, and we're actually going to start with a 2-note chord here as well. Complete the chord, step up, step down, and then here. And now we're going to use this middle note, this G sharp. So your first time round. Okay, and that is our basic harmony, right? If you want, you can have extra ones of these, like extra harmony notes. And you can even complete that E chord at the end. But we can start with the simple one that we just learned. Second time round, slight different. So we're going to play the C sharp, B, A twice in a row. So 1, 2-note chord, repeat that. There is your 2-note E7, right? So let's put that all together, give it a bit of context. Keep it as simple as possible. Now, to make that into the verse, which is exactly the thing, we've been playing the verse melody here, which, if you listen to the record, that kind of goes on the guitar the whole time. Now, if you're singing along to your own playing, you're almost certainly going to want to simplify this. If someone else is singing, you could play this. But it kind of is the melody, so I would set the melody free there. And just think about this. The only change I would make to what we just learned is I would probably just keep our A in its first inversion position. A, C sharp, E, A goes to the top. So you end up with like, but I would keep that. 7 chord, same again. It's been a long, cold, lonely winter. It's been clear. Yeah. Then go into the chorus. Okay, so the chorus starts again on our A chord. Here comes the sun. Same place there, right? A, C sharp, E. Here comes the sun. And then we're going to contract to our D, nice and simple. Keep your pinky on the A. D, F sharp, A, here comes the sun. This is the most interesting chord in the piece. It's a B7. Now, B minor exists naturally in the key of A. We're just going to raise this D to a D sharp, giving that nice, kind of just lifts the whole vibe there, right? Way to get there from our D. We've got D, F sharp, A, and we're going to keep the F sharp and A. Okay, and all we're going to do is just reach away from that. Keep those and add B and D sharp. Right, so all together. Here comes the sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun. And I say back to A. It's alright. And then we're going to come back to our D. This is where the probably the most famous bit of the track is. We're going to learn later all of that, right? But now let's just put it in context with some chords. We're going to play D, and then we're going to stretch away to an A, which is where we just were, right? And then we are going to go down to a C sharp with our left hand, making A/C sharp. For anybody who doesn't remember, A/C sharp, A over C sharp means literally an A chord over a C sharp in the bass in your left hand. And then we're going to stretch away again down to a B minor 7. So we've got, that's there. Right, a couple of ways of remembering this. Either you've actually just got that D chord plus a B, right? Or you can think about the B7 we played a second ago, and it's just with that middle note of your B chord, B, D sharp, F sharp comes down to D, and then we're going to go back to an A. So we've got back again. So now we're back in that A position here, but we've got a true A chord with an A at the bottom. And the last bit of the sung chorus is, I've put E sus4 followed by E because what we really want to, again, what we want to hit in is, and what that does, it's based around this E chord. So imagine we're going, those are your kind of like fundamental chords. And all I want you to do when you go from the A to the E is just, this A is going to like stay behind. It's going to be suspended over from the previous chord. and then joins the rest to make the E. So you could start by going to there. Okay, sounds pretty nice. If we want to do the full kind of little rundown at the end. And all we're doing there is just walking down that A major scale. A, G sharp, F sharp, E. Okay. So let's do that whole chorus. We're going to go. Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun. And I say it's alright. Now, you recognise all of that as the instrumental, right? That's what it says on the sheet. And here we go straight into our first verse. When the chorus happens later, there's actually a longer instrumental. So. Okay, and we're going to steal that bit to go back into the verse, right? Yeah, so just bear that in mind when you are playing. Right, so the bridge is like the most challenging part of this song, mainly because of the timing. I also realised we've got two more chords which aren't really at home in A. This is what takes us out of it makes it a bridge, it makes it stand out from the rest of this piece. So where have we come from? So we've just finished long instrumental, 1, 2. Now, what happens here? We've got a 2/4 measure for a start. And then we're going to go 1, 2. Let me explain this in terms of traditional music counting for those of us who for whom that works, and then we'll talk about other ways of doing it. So we've got 1, 1, 2, and then we're going to have 3 measures with only 3 beats in them, and then you're going to have 1 measure which has 5 beats in it. Right now. Again, for the purposes of those of us who know about musical counting, those beats are not going to be quarter notes like we've been counting in so far. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? We are going to count in 8th notes, and the only thing that means is that they are twice as fast. Right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Right? That's what it would look like if you wrote it in traditional notation, but that is not what we're here for, right? You can just think about playing these notes and landing on the 1, right? And the best way to do this, if you do not count music like musical notation in the traditional sense, is to listen to it and just copy it, right? Right, so think about this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Your timing. So the chords, not too bad. Again, we are going to learn at the end, but for now, let's just pick up those chords, the fundamental chords. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, C major. Now, if we think about C major, probably the first chord many of us ever learn in its root position. We're going to invert that, take the G and put it underneath. Because our next chord is a G major. And from this position, C to G is an absolute gift of a change, right? So we're going to go G with the thumb, and then just contract your hand into this G, evenly spaced root position chord, right? And then another brilliant change. We're doing the opposite move. We're going to go expand, from that, contract in, and then the other half of your hand is going to contract down to a D, right? So G, D stays where it is with the pinky, and then we have D, F sharp, A there. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then for the 4, 5, we're down to a regular D chord because that first D was over an F sharp, D slash F sharp, D. that's the finish, right? 1, 2, 3, contract to G, 1, 2, 3, expand to D with your F sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. That happens once without lyrics, and then it happens 5 times with lyrics, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, fourth time. This is the fifth time. And now this is where we finish it off. It's got this little crescendo going up towards the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up to E here. That's so instead of just dropping here, we're going to make it an inversion, G sharp up to G sharp, because now we want E starts 4, and then E7 kind of in root position, E, G sharp, B, but actually with the dropped thumb, right? No, I know that's not root position, but we're thinking about the E in root position, so we can drop the thumb, and then we'll go into our E7 in root position, because that last note you hear before is that D, that 7 on the top, right? That's what gives it that climactic sense of like, where are we going? And then boom, back into the root. Okay, so let's take like the fifth time round. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, Okie dokie. So we've got our introduction. Then we have the chorus with the short version of the little instrumental. Straight in after. Little darling. Yep. And then after verse 1, we'll have a chorus. After that, we'll have a longer version of the instrumental. After verse 2, we'll have a chorus with a longer version of the instrumental. And that will take us into the bridge. After the bridge, we've got straight back into a normal verse, and then we have this like chorus, outro thing going on. So first of all, after we've done it seems like years since it's been clear, here comes the sun, do-do-do-do, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Okay, so there's no second bit of that instrumental. And then you're going to do that twice. So the second time. It's alright. And then. Then after we do the short instrumental for the third time in a row. That, of course, is the chords from your bridge. Okay, a couple of bits of extra jazz for you. Let's do, so we did the intro, and that comes in quite a lot, right? Let's take the chorus, for instance. Here comes the sun. So remember, that is from your introduction. Okay, if you really want to make it sound pretty, there's a little bring ding ding ding. You can do a glissando. Yeah, here comes the sun. Okay, throw that in. Every time there's a here comes the sun, it's the do-doo-doo-doo. Okay, and then the second bit of extra jazz. Let's mess around with these notes in the instrumental to find that iconic guitar riff. So currently we're playing. And what I want you to do, we're going to take the middle note of that chord. Okay, and I want you to notice that it always goes up to the A. That pinky on the A is consistent. And actually, all we're going to do is add a B on top of that, right? So you think middle note of the chord, then the A, and then this B. So we just end up with. Yeah, so that's F sharp, A, B. Yeah. Right. Now, we've got a similar game we can play with the bridge. First thing we're going to do to get us into our first measure of 3, we've got 1, 2, we're on an E chord there, right? That's where we've stopped. And I want you to play this E chord, simply break the chord in root position, E, G sharp, B, right? E, G sharp, B, C in root position, G in root position, F sharp in the position we played it before. D, then we're down into this root position again. D, F sharp, A. Root position, root position, root position, expand, move, root position. Broken chords. And of course, at the end, we will play exactly the same thing to finish us off. There's just a tiny little rallentando at the end, ritardando at the end. So we've gone. It's all right. That is how you finish it. As ever, any questions, any comments, hit me up below. Suggestions and requests likewise. Have fun with that. I'll see you in the next video.